Hey, here we go. Good to go. What's happening, John? Not only the traveling handicapper, he
One second.
says put up a finger, not the middle finger.
All right. I got it now.
The weight finger. Glad I didn't get to see him. That's the
Yeah.
finger I want to
All
see.
right, that was my mic was muted.
That's what I want to see. How we doing, John?
All right. We are good right now. Am I coming through?
sir.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear, brother.
All right, good. Welcome. Welcome everybody to the Let It Run podcast. John Costin here, the traveling handicapper at the Tampa Bay airport now, picking up my wife. And Fred York back in the Northeast. He is waiting for the embracing the storm that's ready to hit. So he'll hunker down, watch a little Gulfstream with the boys at the club today, and then come home tonight and get ready for the storm tomorrow. So wish you the best up there, Fred.
Well, John, I know you guys had a great time down there in Tampa. Well, listen, in the Northeast, you're going to get this kind of storm eventually. We haven't had one in like 10 years. So I guess we're overdue. And I hope I'm overdue as well to hit a rainbow pick six, because today, if there was ever a day to be overdue to hit a rainbow pick six, I think today's the day. A big day at Gulfstream Park, John. I'm sure you're well aware of that and got some thoughts on what's going on down there, right?
Yeah, I think it's a big day because the fields are full. There's no big standout favorites. You got to lean on somebody along the way. And if you can lean on the right one and spread the other races, it could be, balloons. So it's definitely worth, especially with the mandatory payout and the money that's in there, the free money that we're shooting for. So this is the day we talked about in the past that once that money accumulates and no jackpot gets hit, they have to pay it out today. So all that free money is going to get dispersed. So that's why we're jumping in with 2 fists and, pockets full of money. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday we cheered at Tampa Bay for the pick 5 that you heard on the show. And we caught that $60 horse, and then we ended it strong. Nice little $11,000 pick 5. Paid for the whole trip down this weekend. So that was a nice hit. And now we can take a big shot at this rainbow. So before we get going, if you want to talk about the sponsors, Fred, so we don't forget about them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Once again, very, very thankful for these guys for helping us out. Case's Pork Roll, our good friend Tom Dolan, who perhaps I hope to see him at the club today. Be good to get his insight on some horse racing. He is also a very, very astute handicapper himself, likes the ponies and very knowledgeable on how to pick them. So Case's Pork Roll, try Case for the taste. You won't be sorry. Definitely something if you haven't had it before. I know Wadey, we got to get him some pork roll. He hasn't had it before. I think once he has it, it's hard to stay away from it. Also, we want to thank the vape shop. Alicia, another member of the Hibernian Club. Go to the vape shop on Route 33 in Hamilton for all your vaping supply and your needs. They have the best around there, and their people there are great. Alicia is one of the best as well. Also want to thank Brisnet, where we get a lot of our information for handicapping information you really can't get elsewhere. So I suggest to our people, please check out brisnet.com, get some information there on the podcast, on the races coming up. We use their information to help make some of the decisions that we're going to make. And when we talk about these races, if there's anything information that comes up from that, we'll be sure to talk about that, John.
Wadey just texted me, BAM, that second race, or the fourth race. Who won that 4th race? It must have been pretty good for us.
I'll tell you right now. Okay. It looks like they're showing the.
Unless it was the 11.
The 2-1.
What did he pay? What did he go off?
20-1.
What did he go off the 2? What?
20-1. 20.
The 2 went off 20-1. Oh my God. Here we go again, baby. Here we go again. That's why he texted me, BAM.
24
we got
to
it.
1.
All right. We'll take it. All right. Let's get on to, maybe we're hot yesterday and today, and we'll hopefully give some good information.
Let's keep it going.
All right. Let's start with the 8th race, the 20-cent mandatory pick 6 payout. All stake races. It starts with the Fred Hooper Grade 3, a 1-turn mile. First glance, it looks like, just a 2-horse race, 1-6. But the more I dove into it and the lightly raced, the 1-horse, making a second start against winners here now in a stake race, Knightsbridge, who's basically did everything he's been asked his whole time. But a little bit of speed in here. And if them two seem to, get into it with each other, I was just looking for a closer just in case the race falls apart a little bit. And I would, use the 9 as the closer. So you could really lean on the 1-6. But if you want to, a little bit more of a spread, the 9-horse would be somebody that could pick up the pieces, sit a nice trip, and maybe, hopefully pick up the win at the end when the two favorites duel each other.
Yeah, my ticket, again, it's the first leg of the pick 6. Mandatory payout pick 6. So sometimes the thought is, hey, I'm going to go deep. You don't want to get knocked down in the first leg. But, I heard Larry Combs talking earlier about the 6, said that he had an A- workout from the works. The horse looked phenomenal working out. He said they don't give out A's very much on the workout. They gave the 6 an A- workout, which they said is very rare. Of course, I didn't use the 6 in my pick. I put the 1-9 for the same reason you did, John. Looks like could be the 1-6 battling for each other, just to keep the ticket a little bit pricey. I mean, I like the 1 from the rail a little bit better. I think Jose Lezcano coming in doesn't come down to Gulfstream very often to race. Obviously, riding this horse twice before makes him a logical choice to ride the horse. And I like the 9-horse because Pratt's on it. Pratt's on it for the first time. I'm using your angle here, John. Who rode the 9-horse before Pratt?
The 9 before Pratt, it is Rosario.
Isn't that your angle?
Rosario off?
Pratt on. Winner.
No, I'm just taking Florent Geroux off.
Oh, Giroux.
Pratt just happened to be a bonus.
Apologize.
Florent Giroux off. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
I like Rosario.
Apologize to Rosario. My bad. Please forgive me. Nevertheless,
Yep.
Pratt riding doesn't give me any pause for reason to pause. But anyway, so that's race 8. Again, you want to get past that race because if you do, that's where I think all the chaos is going to start.
Yep. All right. So race number 9, we got a 1.5 mile, a marathon on the grass, the William McKnight. Had it down to a few horses, but I don't trust anybody. So I had to, spread, pretty good here. 1, 3, 4, 6, and 11. The 3 is probably going to be the favorite. Everybody's, onto him. Zuriev fits that Mike Maker, claim the horse for a high price claiming and then turn it into a stake horse. And all the Mike Makers can run all day. So got to include the 1 there. I'm pretty sure the 4. Yeah, I included the 4 in there. 3 for 4 at Gulfstream. 3 for 5 lifetime on the grass. Got to include him. And then fading Bolitnikov a little bit. He's going to be just so far back. Fun horse and all, but the California more type horse. And I think 9. Did I? I did not lose him. The 6 missed the cut. Another one here that I got to throw in for Robert DeBona. Second time back off a little bit of a layoff and stretching back out to a 1.5 mile distance where he does have a win. And the other one I'm going to use is the outside Ocean Murphy horse for Safi Joseph. Ran into Wolfie's Dynaghost, and we knew nobody was getting by Wolfie in the last 2 races. So spread it out a little bit. Don't have a lot of confidence in any of the 5. So they're the 5 that I would use: 1, 3, 4, 6, and 11.
Well, our tickets are the same except for 2 horses. So I'll talk about those 2 horses. Number 8, Awfully Naughty, a price at 12-1, and Bolitnikov, even though you said you're getting off a little bit, certainly get a little long in the tooth, hasn't run a very consistent back-to-back races. I like the fact that Rispoli's coming here to ride him. Certainly can pick up the pieces late if a big speed duel breaks out early. Last couple races, he did get banged around a little bit. Awfully Naughty. He's coming off a awfully long layoff. But
awfully long.
Yeah, I think that horse certainly, I'm attracted to that horse because he did have the highest last race speed rating at this distance, which again, can mean something. Yeah, he certainly looks as if he's been working out pretty regularly without any big breaks in his workouts to get ready to come back. I've been down at Gulfstream Park for a long time, working out there. Has never raced at Gulfstream Park before. So I like that horse, John. And those are the only horses we have different, so we could both get past that leg one way or another. But that's how I look at that race.
All right, moving over to the 10th race, mile 16th. This is the first actual Pegasus World Cup Championship, Filly and Mare Invitational, mile 16th on the grass for the girls. Absolutely could not figure this race out at all. If I could fit it, I would hit the all button. I would hit the all button with all 12. And I think on my ticket that I came up, that was, somewhat, I'm only leaving out the 1, 2, and I believe the 9. 1,
Okay.
2, 9, and 12. So I'm using like 8 of the 12, but if I had my ticket, I'm going to have the all button. I'm not going to get beat by one of the 4 I left off, but I was trying to make a ticket economically. I think Proctor Street, the 8 horse, I think he'll be the favorite. He's 12-1 morning line, but I think he's going to be in the 3-1 range. And that's what I think the favorite's going to be here. The 3 horse Destino d'Oro. If you look back, that was the horse that was 80 cents on a dollar against Fione, ran into Lush Lips. Then he came back off the freshening. Should have won a little bit more impressively, but he did what he had to do. I was excited about this horse last year as a 3-year-old, now turning 4, first time as a 4-year-old now, second time off the break. Going to give him a look at, 12-1. Would definitely include the 4, 5, 6, 7. They all look the same to me. And the 8 Proctor Street would probably be my top pick at 12-1. But I know he's not going to be. So you get anywhere around 4, 5, 6-1, he'd still be my top pick there. But go as deep as your budget will allow here.
Yeah, I went a little bit less deep than that, John. I agree. This race is a wide open race. I had it listed as a very big spread race. Of course, I only went 3, 6, 11. I actually love the 11. I was again listening to some podcast earlier. 2 guys who I admire quite a bit. Gino Picola was on with David Aragona. And Gino Picola made an interesting quote about why he did not like In Our Time. He said that the horse doesn't mind minor awards. And he may be right about the horse. But I know the jockey doesn't like minor awards. So I would think there's a big difference because you're getting Irad Ortiz on this horse for the first time. If the horse maybe likes minor awards, I don't think Irad likes minor awards, so I think that gives that horse a little bit of an edge. I really like the 11 in the race, and I think he's been racing against some big company, always runs a good race. Again, as Gino mentioned in his podcast, perhaps the horse is very comfortable with minor awards, but I'm going to give Irad a chance to take this horse over the top, John.
We'll be on the lead. He'll definitely get your money's worth turning for home. You got to root him home.
Yep.
All right. The 11th race, the Inside Information, 7 furlongs, 1 turn race here for the fillies. A few of the newly turned 4-year-olds that were the 3-year-old crop last year. I got a heavy lean on the 3-horse Jody's Pride is definitely, my top pick.
Everybody does.
I'm going to try to get out of this race, short as I can. Indy Bay would be my other one. What happened in the cotillion when he was eased and just lost his action and just pulled up? Prior to that, though, it really didn't do much wrong. And his workout pattern in the last, 5 workouts have been 4 out of 5 been great. So maybe he's back in, top form for Safi. But Jody's Pride. And I just kept coming back to the 11, was it? Oh, well, the 8. The 8 horse here. Just ultra consistent New York bred. 1, 2 in a row. Now turning back to nice distance. 4 wins at this 7 furlong specialized distance. They're the 3 I'm going to lean on if I had a little bit more budget. The 11 would be my next ad. I think he's the speed of the race. Can he get comfortable out there going 7 furlongs? And he's been odds-on favorite every single one of his starts, but he's coming out of optional allowances into a grade 2. So we'll see how that speed translates to a grade 2 here. But I would be the 3, and I would include the 1 and the 8. If I had room, the 11.
Yeah, again, I went short here. I went to the 3, 8, 11, all the horses you mentioned. I love the 11. I love the fact that Bill Mott, who just got the Trainer of the Year award, the Eclipse Award the other night, made sure he had Alvarado get back on the horse. Second off the layoff, the horse working out like he's going to fire a big race. I definitely see this horse, as you mentioned, getting to the front. I think, after that race in March, which was a race that he won, gave him a little break till November. I think he needed that break. So that last race, I think it was just a tightener to get kind of ready, showed some early speed, but then just kind of weakened. It wasn't ready to put his best foot forward in that race. I think this race, Mott getting Alvarado on the horse, I think is big because Alvarado has ridden the 8 horse very, very often. The last couple times, or the last time he put Castellano, and Morgado, trainer Anthony Morgado put Castellano on the horse. Of course, Castellano's staying back on him, but I think Mott lured Alvarado to get on this horse, and I think that's a big tell, in my opinion. It was why I like the 11 a lot, but I did use the 3, 8, 11, John, similar to some of the reasons you liked your horses too, brother.
All right. We're close there. So it's, we can maybe go narrow there and use those 4 horses and get out of it. Moving on to the big turf race, the $1 million PWC Turf Invitational. I guess this World Cup Turf Invitational. So grade 1 $1 million race. I think program trading, the 2 horse with Pratt, Chad Brown, he's like the real grade 1, proven grade 1 horse, grade 1 winner. The 1 is a grade 1 winner as well. Speed figures are a little below, but he always seems to get good trips and always right there. So tough to leave him off. My ticket, I'm going to have to go short somewhere because I used a lot of bullets early. So program trading would be my single in the sequence that I presented. But, my own ticket, I'm going to include the 1 test score. Going to play around the 4 1 stripe, the South African bred. And then Cabo Spirit, the 8. Tough to leave him off. It'd be my second ad. If I was going too deep, it'd be 2-8 because you'd have the closer and you'd have the speed of the speed. And, hopefully you got both ends covered there. And Cugino, the 10 horse, always, just, perfect trip all the time and always, makes that, move in a stretch, wins enough of them. But I don't know if he looks like a grade 2 or grade 3 type horse. Program trading looks like a grade 1 or grade 2 horse. So I just think, next to each other, the 2 is going to beat the 10, 8 out of 10 times. Just hope the trip works out for that. And the price, if I get 2 to 1 on program trading and Cugino's 3 to 1, that's, what I'd be looking for. So I'm going to, lean on program trading as much as I can and filter in 1, 4, 8, and 10 on other tickets.
Yeah, don't absolutely agree. I mean, I do agree with you. I should say about 2 program trading looks like a real grade 1 horse. The 1, interesting that's the only 4-year-old in the field. His first time facing olders, but again, as a 4-year-old, perhaps has some more upside. It certainly has quite a resume for a 4-year-old. Has raced 12 times already. Never runs really a bad race. Maybe last race had lacked a little room there in the Hollywood Derby. Manny Franco gets back on here for this horse on the East Coast. I think that's a +2. Manny Franco knows this horse extremely well. I think he's going to get a big ride out. But I'm all over the 8. I'm leaning all over the 8. Mike Smith on the 8. He got scratched out. He only had 2 mounts here. I think he was on a horse in the race either before this race or after the race. But that horse got scratched. So Mike, Big Money Mike, only has 1 race to make money. So I think this is the race he's going to make money. Again, obviously, that horse can be the lone speed. It could be the lone speed in here. Has the highest pace figure. According to Equine Edge. Again, John, you've turned me on to that. Mike Smith has ridden this horse 6 times. He's 2, 2, and 2, 2 wins, 2 seconds, 2 thirds. Knows how to ride this horse to the front. I don't see a lot of horses going with this horse to the front. So I really like that horse. But I did also, just because I thought, I wanted to keep the ticket line, that program trading certainly is a horse who I got to believe Flavien Prat is aware that the 8 might be the only speed, and I don't think he's going to let the 8 get too far away. It is a mile and an eighth race. If I had to use another horse, but again, I'm not. In my ticket, the 12 horse is kind of interesting to me for Washington with Junior Alvarado getting on. He's number 2 Prime Power. Can run a good race, can run a race good enough to be competitive in this field. I think, that would be another horse you might want to consider on your ticket if you're looking to go a little deeper. I know when I get to the high bows and I start talking to some of my buddies over there, I'll probably start going a little deeper. And that would be a horse I think I'm going to use, John.
Yeah, you could definitely use the 12 as the top thoroughgraph number in the field. So thoroughgraph guys are going to be all over the 12.
Okay.
Just that post position, out there
Little
is
tricky.
a little tough.
Yep.
With that mile and an eighth, what is this, mile and an eighth?
1/8, yep.
1/8, yeah. At least they start on the turf a lot, more in the middle of the stretch, whereas the mile and an eighth Pegasus, the next race, starts right on the turn. So those outside horses are such a disadvantage when you go mile and an eighth on the dirt.
Yes.
So the grass, it ain't that bad. That 10 or 12 can work out a trip, from out there. So definitely one that I would add for sure underneath. All right, moving on to the big race now, the $3 million. When he started, it was 10 million. Then it was 5. Now it's 3. So as they close the doors on Gulfstream in the next 2 years, this will wean itself down. I had it, basically a 2-horse race when you look at it. I like the 7 Tappan Street, who you don't have to say it anymore. He's the only one, really to beat Sovereignty in the Florida Derby. Has affinity 3 for 4 on this track. Home track. He's never really, left it. Another one like White Abarrio loves Gulfstream. So this an up-and-coming 4-year-old. He hopefully can take a step forward and make waves in the older division moving forward. Lately raced 4 starts. First time back off the layoff. The number did not come back that big. He won the race a little tougher than people thought it would be, but he got the job done. And I think there's enough speed in this race. And if the 1 on the rail gets, mixed up in anything, I think the 7, at 6-1 compared to even money on Disco Time would be the way to go. But you're not going to get beat by Disco Time and Flavien Prat and Cox. He's undefeated, 5 for 5. The only thing with him, he was going to the Malibu on December 26th was his goal. And the flights got all screwed up and he never got on the flight. So now this is their second choice. So now they're going from a, 6-7 furlong Malibu to a mile and an eighth, grade 1. So I guess the training was a little different prepping him for the 7 furlong compared to, going a mile and an eighth now. So maybe that has a little bit into it. And really, he hasn't beaten anybody of, any substance other than like Tip Top Thomas, who would be 20-1 in this field. So you got to, with a grain of salt, if you want to take even money, he could be flashy and win it. And 2 others that I told Fred before the show started, I'm using on my tickets, and I'm going to use underneath in tries and supers. The 4 Banishing, David Jacobson, who always shows up for any race, any distance, any track. And Poster, the horse that, Skippy Longstocking beat. Now I think it's his 3rd time back. It's a Godolphin horse. I think it's going to get better with time. And, this mile and eighth should hit it right between the eyes. At 20-30-1, I'm willing to find out if he could take that step forward and get, hopefully 2 20-1 shots, around the number in the try in the super. But 1 and 7 are my main leans, and I'm going to throw in the 1 and 8 to go with it. And I'm going to fade White Abarrio, even though he likes the track and all. I just think that he's seen his best day. So if he beats me, I'm probably going to be, all washed up.
You're never washed up, John. Come on now.
I'll find something else to get me out.
So pretty much you laid out the exact mindset I had. The only thing is that I went a little down into 1, 3, 7, 11, and whatever tickets I play anywhere else, I'm probably going to have those 4 on my last leg of this race, the 1, 3, 7, 11. You talked about the 1, you talked about the 7. I don't want to get beat by White Barrio and say, oh my God, 8 for 11, that's his sandbox down there in Gulfstream Park. You would be very, very distraught if you said, oh my God, why didn't I use White Barrio? I agree, he might be at the end of his rope a little bit, might have seen his best days behind him. The 1, you made an excellent point about the plane situation. I remember reading about that. This wasn't his first choice, but yet here he is, and who knows, maybe he's going to be good enough to win it. I love the 3 Full Serrano, possibly, going to have a tough time wiring the field, but certainly going to give you a little thrill, like you said, for a while. Get out there. He has, you turned me on to this, the highest EE figure from, Equine Edge. The pace figure he has towers above some of the other speed horses in this race. Last race was a bad race. His only real bad race that he had. He may have a little trouble with the distance, perhaps. I just think that he's going to get a good chance to get to the front and see if he can stay there. But the last race, my understanding was, after I read about this, was that the trainer, John Sadler, said he came out of that with some kind of problem with a foot abscess. Seems to be going around because of the horse Matticat road scratch because of a foot abscess. So maybe they need to check out what's going on there. But he came out of that race with a bad foot. The last race he ran 5th, 12 lengths out of first. Looked bad, weakened at the end. So he had a problem. Prior to that, the horse runs every time he runs. He always runs ever since he came to America from Argentina. Never ran a bad race until then. They gave him a break. They let his foot heal up. He's been training lights out. Again, coming from the West Coast to the East Coast situation, always a little bit of a concern. But I'm going to give that horse a chance. So again, I'm going to use the 137.11 on all my tickets, regardless of what tickets included. Obviously, the ticket that you see scrolling on the bottom of the screen there. So that's my ticket there. Again, take what John and I have talked about. Horses we like, horses you might like, and you can put them in there. So again, my voice is going up and down, a little less Mickey Mouse, a little more, I don't know, whoever this could be, maybe Tony Soprano, I don't know, whatever. But point is, this is going to be a great day of racing, John. I know you're going to enjoy it. I hope you have safe travels as your wife gets off the plane.
Yep. Sounds good. And we're going to stop home and jump on the boat and head out on the boat for the afternoon. So hopefully I got reception in the middle of the ocean out there as we're, out of Sandbar
Who do you have?
with a cooler full of beer.
Yeah, well, listen, I'll be having a few beers. Not going to have too many beers. Not going to have the Bro York level of beers. I'll have to keep it a little under the Bro York level for a little while longer. But who do you have in the next race in the pick or in your pick 5 ticket at Gulfstream, John?
Next race we have just the 4-5. That's our short leg. We only went 4-5, and then
you got the 2 favorites.
Yeah, then I'm 6x4 to end it, and we got that 24-1 shot in there. So hopefully it'll be something similar to like yesterday's kind of hit. So get the 4-5 home here, the favorites, and then cheer for just a little bit of chaos. Nothing crazy, and let's end this ticket.
All right, John. Well, hey, good luck on your safe travels. Hope you have safe travels on your way home.
All right.
I'll see you when you get back in town. And as we always say, hey, bet smart, cheer hard. I hope there's some fast horses today because it will equal serious fun, especially if Cabo Spirit wires the field, even Full Serrano. They're my 2 speed horses I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Cabo Spirit and then Serrano, Full Serrano. So let's see how that works out. So bet smart, cheer hard, fast horses equal serious fun. And until next time we talk again, we'll get a hold of you, all you guys. Let them run.
All right. Let them run, everybody. Have a good day.
Good luck, John.